This is the King's Court on Arena Sportsnet, presented by American Grappler.
I got more swagger than Mick Jagger, more sex appeal than Vince Neil.
All guests from all walks of life share their time with the King of Connecticut.
They are dreaming of just one night with a man such as myself.
Any and everything goes.
I am the King of Connecticut. I was raised with class and sophistication.
And now, from Norwalk, Connecticut, weighing in at 230 pounds, if George Clooney had muscles, they'd call him the King of Connecticut. The one, the only, Matt Granahan.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the pernicious purveyor of preposterous pomposity, manipulating the minuscule minds of the masses of miscreants. Welcome to the King's Court. And here I sit for the inaugural edition of the King's Court at the King's Castle. Sitting here at my bar, at the castle that's been built by beer and body slams, by Shiraz and suplexes, and I welcome you, my very first guest. And this man, he is a good friend of mine, and he deserves one hell of an introduction. He is an executive producer. He has starred in such films as Grievance Group, No Collateral, Laugh, Killer Laugh, Just Like Me. He's going to be in the upcoming Guitars and Guns alongside the legendary Chuck Zito. And he's got a couple movies coming out that star, he has literally monopolized the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts from the UFC, and he's putting them on the big screen. He's got a movie coming out starring UFC women's champion Miesha Tate. He's got a movie coming out starring Felice Herring. And not only is Miesha Tate starring in Fight Valley, but Holly Holm, the woman who Miesha Tate recently won the UFC Bantamweight Women's Championship from, she's also in the movie, as is one of the most feared women in the UFC, Miss Chris Cyborg. I welcome to you the incomparable Salvatore Franciosa. Sal, how you doing tonight, brother?
All right, what's going on, Matthew? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. The last time I remember seeing you, we were out in St. Petersburg, Florida, and to take a phrase from the Nature Boy Ric Flair, we were styling and we were profiling. We were enjoying ourselves at your beach house. We were enjoying ourselves over at Caddy's on the water, having some cocktails. And it's a damn shame that this is a radio show and not a television show, because Mr. Franciosa and I, we both had those leading men good looks, and we had the women melting out there in St. Petersburg, didn't we, brother?
Oh, yeah. We had a great time that day, man. It was beautiful day. Nice day on hanging out on the beach, watching all the ladies walking by, chilling out at that restaurant that right on the beach. It was beautiful. Hanging out with my buddy. That was a good day.
Yeah, we had a great time there at Caddy's, and you know, I still get that young lady that wanted the king to come to her quarters. She's still a little confused. She still thinks I live there, Sal.
Is that the one that was wearing that bathing suit made out of dental floss?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you surprised me with that one, man. Next thing, all I see was a pair of headlights coming towards my way with the high beams on. I'm like, oh, shit, look at this guy. Nice job you did. She was beautiful.
Absolutely. We had a great day, and I remember there standing by your truck, and you had the camera going, and you were auditioning me for my role in the Fight Valley movie, the corrupt promoter. You know, after
Right,
I had a few cocktails there.
That's right. You had a few cocktails in. You were feeling your oats. You had beer muscles, and you did a pretty good job on that interview. It was pretty cool. I did a couple of interviews with you, and it was looking real good. And I think you passed your audition.
Well, Sal, let's talk about the movies and talk about the movie business here. This is amazing. You know, your history and your background in that industry, it's alone is amazing. But these movies that you have coming out, I mean, how did you get involved in getting the biggest names in women's MMA to star in these movies?
Well, that's the genius of my partner, Rob Hawk, who wrote and produced. He's one of the producers too. He wrote and directed the movie Fight Valley. Yeah, he did the research on these girls, and somehow or another he had an idea to do a movie and try to put them in there, and that's what he did. He wrote the script for Fight Valley. It's based on two young ladies that actually played my daughters in the movie, and it's basically shot in the town of Runnymede, which is close to Camden, which is pretty bad neighborhood out in Jersey, South Jersey. And he's been kicking that idea around for a while, but then when he put it on paper, it looked pretty good. And he had looked into the wrestlers and the MMA girls, and he was trying to get Ronda Rousey, and she was too busy. So he called Misha Tate's manager.
He did the right thing, because Ronda Rousey is but a memory now after losing to Holly Holm, and then Holly Holm in that match with Misha Tate. That was probably the best fight. I would put that close to fight of the year. Now, you were there for that, Sal. You were there in Las Vegas for that, and talk about that. Talk about being there in Vegas and watching the two stars of your movie battle it out in the octagon.
I'll tell you right now, that was an amazing fight. And one thing I noticed, I tell you, these girls, it looks like they're taking over the MMA, because when the male fighters were on, the stadium was, say, 70% full. As soon as the girls came on, it was jam-packed. I mean, there wasn't one seat empty. That's how popular it's becoming. And honestly, watching them fight, it was amazing, because, I have them both in the movie, so it was weird, because I didn't know who, you can't root for either one, because they're both in my movie. They're both my movie stars. But it was interesting watching them fight for real after doing all the choreograph to teach them how to fight without hurting each other, making it look real. And that's the beauty of it.
Were you surprised when you saw Misha Tate's arm raised in victory there in Las Vegas?
I was, but then I did call that fight, and I did say that I believe Misha Tate was fighting for her life on that fight, because she needed to win that belt to stay in the game. And I know Misha Tate as the way her head is, and she's very positive about everything, and she kind of knew that she needed to take that belt. And I said that if she's a great wrestler, Holly Holm is a great boxer, but Misha Tate, I said if she gets her down and gets her in a headlock and gets that lockdown, she's not letting go, because she's holding on for her life.
Oh yeah, we know the history. Wrestling will always beat boxing, pretty much every time out of the gate. Now, take us back to the set, because the set of Fight Valley, you had the current world champion, Misha Tate, the last world champion, Holly Holm, and you had a third marquee fighter from the UFC, Chris Cyborg, all in the same movie. Talk to us about that. What was it like when they came out on set?
That was great, man. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The first picture I took with them, we met at the gym. We shot the movie a couple of weeks before they got there, and we did all the scenes that we needed to get done before they arrived with the knockaround girls, because there are the other girls that are involved in the movie, not only the fighters, then you had the girls that are the street girls. And they're called the knockaround girls. So we did all of those scenes first, but we were anticipating the fighters getting there, and it was wild meeting them for the first time. That they went to the gym, and they got there before me because I was getting ready to go over. And the cameras, everything was set up, and they're sitting on the mat, the three of them. If you look at the pictures, some of the pictures, you'll see that as soon as I walked in, they introduced me as the executive producer, and one of the cameramen said, "Sal, we need to get a picture with you and the girls." So they were all sitting together in a line on the mat, and I said, "Wait, don't move." And I laid down right in front of them, and you could see the smiles on their faces, right? They never met me before, but they didn't know what to expect meeting us, and we didn't really know what to expect meeting them. You know, everybody was leery about each other because we never met each other, but they were worried about how it was going to be on set, if we were a real company. You know, they signed the contracts, but they didn't know really what to expect. They never acted before in a movie. So I had one of my acting coach come out, and in case they needed to have any training on site, you know, while we were shooting. So they felt comfortable about that. Once they knew my coach was there, and he's my acting coach, they felt a little comfortable. But honestly, they got it. And they needed a little training, a little help, but they actually did a great job. And I was amazed how they picked up on you know, being actresses, and how they knocked it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, and there's something, Sal, called the it factor, whether it be in combat sports, whether it be in acting. And I have said for a while, and I said it to you, you know, you and I were hanging out back last year when we got stuck in that flood in North Carolina. Remember that? And we were hanging out, and this was long before Miesha Tate ever fought Ronda Rousey. And I said, you know, you were talking about doing this movie, and I said, you know, you mentioned Miesha Tate, and I have said for a long time that Miesha Tate has the it factor. She is just a beautiful woman, and just the kind of woman that you want to see on screen. She pops. She pops much more so, light years more than a Ronda Rousey, as far as her physical beauty and presence on the screen. So getting her on the screen, and I'm curious about this. You talked to her about aspiring to be an actress and potentially doing some more roles down the road?
Oh, without a doubt. Miesha Tate gets it. She is amazing. She's got a great personality, and she's very, what can I say? It's like very easy to work with. I mean, she knows what she's looking to get out of the line. You know what I mean? She knows, she gets it. It was amazing because she didn't really have the training.
She's a natural. She's got the it factor.
She's a natural, yeah. She did it. I'm telling you, one line every time I'm behind the camera, I'm looking at the scene being shot. I'm going, holy cow, man! These girls are amazing. Every one of them. They all knocked it out of the ballpark. Holly Holm too. But Miesha Tate, I had a little something special for her because she's a star of the movie. Actually,
she's a star in Fight Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a star, and but they all are stars because they all did a great job, and it's going to show on the screen. And even my daughters, they played my daughters. The scenes are so touching. I mean, I'm standing there, and the tears are rolling down my cheek, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Yeah. And then the scene gets shot again, and the tears are coming down again, and then one more time, I'm like, wow. I'm like, holy Yeah, wow.
This movie, Fight Valley, it's going to have everything. It's going to have the action, but it's going to draw you in with the emotion, the drama. It is going to have every component that a movie needs to succeed. And speaking of that, Sal, you've got some exciting stuff coming up regarding this movie. As we take this, when it will be broadcast, this will have already occurred. But you've got the premiere and the screening coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, tomorrow night we're gonna actually view Fight Valley for the first time, completely edited, 100% ready for screen, and we're going to be doing that tomorrow. And then right after that, we're going to be premiering the movie Cold with Felice Herrig.
Now backtrack a second. Felice Herrig is also a UFC fighter.
Herrig. You're turning a girl into a fish. She's not a herring.
Herrig, okay. It was Herrig. I apologize.
Herring is a Jewish fish. More like a Vanta bagel and some herring.
What is that, like a carp? That's like a carp, isn't it?
Doesn't want any carp, man. You're going to get her fat and then she can't fight. Come on, give her a break. She's not a herring. She's a herring.
Felice Herrig.
Listen, Felice Herrig, that girl's amazing. When you see what she did in her performance in the movie Cold, you're going to be shocked. I was standing there with my mouth open. I'm like, holy crap. This girl, she knocked it out of the ballpark and hit the cop standing on the corner that was directing traffic. The ball hit him right in the head. That's how far the ball went. That's how much she knocked it out of the ballpark. These girls are amazing. I don't know where they get their acting abilities, but they must have got a gift from God. Somehow or another, they were touched by angels, because let me tell you something. It's unnatural for women to just come into a movie set and then understand exactly what they need to be doing. I mean, I've done over 100 movies, and I worked with everybody in the business just about. And even my friends as actors and other females. And, like, when I tell you, it was a great experience to be with these champions and to spend that time and be blessed, to have their presence and work with them and see what they brought to the table. And it's like, all I can say is the world's not ready for what they're going to see. And I can't wait for tomorrow to see this movie finished for the first time. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I seen some cuts that weren't final, without the music in it and all, and it looks great. And the public is going to love it. They're going to be thrilled, and they're going to get every penny that they're spending on this movie. They're going to get their dollars worth. Both of the movies, Cold and Fight Valley.
So the two movies coming out, Cold starring Felice Herrig, and Fight Valley starring Misha Tate, Holly Holm, and Chris Cyborg from UFC, and also there's some other
sisters. Don't forget the Serrano sisters from the
Serrano sisters. That's right. Yes,
they're from my hometown over here, the Boogie Down Bronx. The Serrano sisters. Let me tell you something. Amanda Serrano's no joke. She holds a belt in every weight class. That girl hits like Mike Tyson.
Yes, she is. The Serrano sisters are badass. There's no doubt.
Cindy and Amanda, don't underestimate these girls. They're coming up the ranks too, and they want that belt. And if anybody's going to get a shot, I believe it's going to be Amanda, because she's out there she's doing like what Tyson did. She gets in the ring and boom, bang, bing, and they're out. They're oh my God! And these girls are unbelievable too. They did a great job, and they're all promoting the movie. Everybody had a great time on set. Every day I wore a shirt, and they signed their names on my shirt. I wore a brand new Calvin Klein shirt, and every day they put hearts on there. We love you, Sal, and we all got along great. I mean, it was crazy shooting this movie. There was some drama. I mean, it was ridiculous. But you know something? I was working with all these females, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
And what an amazing experience. And one thing before you go, one name I'm going to throw out there for you in women's MMA that was really the queen of women's MMA.
Tape is rolling, and go.
So the woman who was really the, I would say, originator of women's mixed martial arts before Ronda Rousey was absolutely Gina Carano, and that's a girl. And you know, before I ask you about Gina Carano, I kind of want to set it up this way. I mentioned that Miesha Tate has the it factor, and I see her as having the it factor. The only other one I see that really has the it factor in women's mixed martial arts is the beautiful Gina Carano. And I wanted to ask you about her, and I understand you might be reaching out to her for some potential projects.
Actually, Gina Carano, yes. I believe that my partner, Rob, the writer of Fight Valley, I believe he did reach out to Gina Carano because I know that name was mentioned before. And I know we're going to use her in something. It might be Con 8, the movie Con 8, because we have Jessica I coming into that one also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And, we're also doing another movie called Worthless. And that's another movie about bullying. So we got a lot of projects on the fire. A lot of irons in the fire.
It's amazing how many superstars of women's mixed martial arts you have in your movies. It's uncanny. And I want to talk about a gentleman that sort of that you just wrapped a movie with. I understand you were slated to play the bus driver role in Con 8, but you gave the role to a gentleman named Chuck Zito, and I'm going to be out there in Vegas in a few weeks. And
backing up a second, Matt. It wasn't Con 8. That was Guitars and Guns.
Oh, Guitars and Guns. I apologize. Yes.
Yeah, I was supposed to play the roadie driver, bus driver in Guitars and Guns, written by Robin Monjoy, my other partner in California. And I brought Chuck Zito on board, and to keep him interested, I gave him the role of Rocco, which was the bus driver, and I took another role that was also a good role to have, but I gave him the star role because he's an amazing guy, and he fit the profile better than me. So you know something, I gave it to him, and it was well worth it because he did a fantastic job. He was amazing. He's an amazing actor. He's a great guy. We got along really good. And we became really good friends, and that was so cool.
Yeah, and Chuck Zito is a legendary badass in a lot of ways. A lot of people know him because he beat the living dog snot out of Jean-Claude Van Damme, years ago.
We don't talk about that too much. You know what I mean?
That's the one thing I remember him from years ago. But he's also walked Phil Baroni to the cage for a number of MMA fights and pro wrestling events. And I know that Phil is slated to run his new club, Sophia's Cabaret, out there in Las Vegas. And I'm not sure if that's still going down, but if he is going to be opening, I'm going to be there in Vegas, the week of May 17th, and I would love to see the great Sal Franciosa. I know you mentioned you might be coming out, and we'll definitely have a good time out there. And we'll be doing a show out there, and then Phil and I are also doing a tag team wrestling match out there at one of the casinos. So you want to see people get frequent flyer miles. We'll be tossing these some punks around out there in Las Vegas.
I got to see you in action again, man. I know that's got to be hilarious. I love that. I love the whole game. The sport is great. It's like I can't believe that the female MMA these girls look like they're taking it over, because when I was at the Holly Holm fight with Misha Tate, not only they're both in the movie, but I couldn't root for either one of them. I can't even tell you which one I preferred that I really wanted to win, because I don't want to, I don't want to take sides. I got to stay neutral, but
between me and you, we know you financed a new lake house up there in upstate New York with the money you won betting on Misha Tate. Come on, Big Sal.
We don't want Uncle Sam to get a piece of that. Because then he'll be putting me under his thumb. Okay, well, I'll be squirming. Okay, I take the rest of the money. Nah, I tell you, it was so cool. And watching them go at it was amazing, because something. What was really funny is that they were actually doing the moves that were basically in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Misha Tate had her in the head. Yeah, we had those scenes in the movie too.
I think the actual choke that Misha used in that attempted snap mare that Holly Holm used was actually done. That scene was actually done choreographed in the Fight Valley movie. I saw that. I saw you post that on one of your social media pages.
That is correct, and that's like the truth is stranger than fiction. That's all I can say. But believe
sometimes me, truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction. There's words going around, like there's rumors going around that these guys are in bed with Dana White. They planned all of this. He's supporting the movie. He paid for it. Like, that's a bunch of baloney. I never met the guy in my life, and don't talk to me about who paid for the movie, because I got all the checks to show that I paid for this. But anyway, something? It's unbelievable, because when I seen her grab her in that headlock, I knew that she wasn't letting go, because if she let go, she could lose that fight, and she's done. That would be the end of Misha.
And really, Holly Holm used a great technique there to utilize leverage to do what we would call a snapmare, to throw Misha over, but Misha did not let go. And really, it was the momentum that made it worse, for Holly Holm to sink in that choke. And Holly Holm, a great woman, a great warrior. She did not give up. She literally went out before she tapped out to that technique. And I have to say, admirable, great woman, both great women. Far more so than many other of the ladies, maybe in the business. And we have to say that it was a win for Fight Valley. People asked me, they said, who won that fight? It wasn't whether Misha Tate or Holly Holm won. I told them the Fight Valley movie won that fight.
In a weird way, yeah. It was a bittersweet, man. Watching them two go at it, because I love both of them. I really do, truly. To me, they were like my kids on the movie. I treat them like they were my own children, honestly, and that's the truth. And they're so sweet, and like they're seeing them. But that's their job, and I got to remember that. That's what they're doing. Like, I'm making movies for a living. They're fighting for a living, and this is what they're doing. So you got to respect that. And
absolutely,
you got to respect them. I mean, really,
we all respect you. We all respect you, Sal. We thank you for coming on the show today. I just want to say thanks for coming on. We got to wrap up, but I will see you soon, whether it be in Las Vegas or potentially water skiing down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, brother. And we will go there. We will go back to St. Petersburg. We will go back to the bar there, right on the water, and we will show them what real New York men are all about. I was born and raised in the Long Island Sound, so I consider it kind of like the Tri-State Alliance: New York, New Jersey, and the king of Connecticut.
Correct. Right. That's right.
When we got out there, and that's one thing I want to say before we go, Sal. When we got out there it keeps slipping my mind the name of the bar we were out there in St. Petersburg. But when we got Say it again.
Cody's?
It was. I think it was Cody's. It was Caddy's. There it is. Yeah, Caddy's. When we got out there to Caddy's, it was unbelievable. I mean, I saw the women there just went crazy. They said it's Sal Franciosa, and I kind of felt like I was playing second fiddle to you out there that day. But man, we had a great time, and I'm gonna have another good time out there with you again at Caddy's in St. Petersburg, Florida.
What was that girl, Matthew? The one that you brought over that had the bathing suit that was made out of dental floss. Who was that girl?
She's a lovely girl. She still thinks I live there. She said when I left there the next day, she texted me that night. I said, "Where are you coming?" I'm already in South Kakalaki. I said, I thought you lived here. I said, "No, I told you like 6 or 7 times I live in South Kakalaki." I kept telling her. I think she still thinks I live there. She's still trying to find me.
Tell her to use those high beams that she had on that day we met her. She walks over and the high beams are blaring. I'm like, those high beams are on. I was like, holy shit, she must really like you, man.
It blurred my vision, man. It blurred my vision, and it almost messed up my audition for the Fight Valley movie. That was my audition. It kind of took me off my game a little bit for the corrupt promoter.
Yeah, we're gonna hold that role for you. We're gonna figure something out for you. If it ain't that, it'll be something else. But you're in the movie, that's for sure.
I'm a little bit afraid about my role in the Death Con movie. I don't want it to hurt the King's reputation here. Being one of the prisoners that gets taken advantage of.
Oh, that'll be something else. Let me hear you scream. I'll tell you. You can audition right now.
You asked me for the scream. I'll do it again.
Let me hear you scream. No. Why me? No. Let me hear you say, ow.
Oh man, it's been a great time talking to you, brother. Have a great evening.
I miss
a great
you, man.
weekend.
We're going to hang out again.
Hell yeah, we are going to. I'll be down in Florida probably within 2 weeks. Don't worry, I'll be down there within 2 weeks.
Good, because the boat's ready to go. It's gassed up, polished up, ready to go. 2 brand new motors. We're going to take that speedboat out.
I'm ready to hop on there and show those ladies what a water skiing beast is all about. Because I might even do some jumps.
We can pull 4 or 5 bathing beauties on the water skis with that boat. It's so powerful. And you right in the middle of them. We're going to get like 4 girls, and you right in the middle.
We'll send Brian Snow at the Arena Sports Network some pictures to put to promote this show, because we'll be out there styling and profiling.
Poor Brian, he's got to see it from a picture. Too bad he can't come out there and join us. Maybe
he might make it down. You never know. He might make it down, but there's good times out there, man. I can't wait to get back out there to St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh yeah, I love it out there. It's a good place to go just to relax after all the movies are done, and you're done with all your work, and it's a good place to get away and enjoy yourself, and that's what
I'm going to take a good 3-day weekend there in the next couple weeks. I will call you offline about that. We'll figure out. Maybe we'll even do another show from down there. We'll get some more guests. We'll get a couple of ladies down there to be our guests.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it, man. I'm down. You know that.
You know what we'll do? We'll do casting for the next movie down there.
Yeah, we could do that. So I have a couple of projects I'm working on. We have another one in California, too. I think we're going to do Guitars and Guns, too, and Chuck Zito's going to be the star of that one also. We're going to continue him being the roadie, and we're going to take it on the road now. So this is going to be very interesting now. But,
Let's do it. Well, I've got to get off the horn here. I've got a guest that's been waiting for us to get online. But Sal, it's a pleasure talking to you, brother. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, Matt. Same here, brother. And I miss you, so we'll get together soon, I hope.
You too. I'll talk to you soon, man. Bye-bye.
Take care. Say hello to Brian for me too. All right?
Let me tell you about American Grappler Wrestling and MMA Outfitters. American Grappler makes shirts that honor the American wrestling and combat sports tradition unlike any other brand on the market today. And I'm going to tell you a little personal story. American Grappler just did a tribute shirt to my coach, my mentor, one of my best friends, the legendary Billy Wicks, who just passed on. And all of the profits of this shirt are going to Billy Wicks' family. That's what kind of a brand this is. They are not just an advertiser on the King's Court. They are not just an advertiser on the Arena Sports Network. They have become family. And let me tell you something else about American Grappler. Their shirts are of the finest quality. I've been training in these shirts and wearing them proudly for years. Support American wrestling heritage. Go to AmericanGrappler.us today. You'll be happy you did.
ArenaSportsNet.com is your one-stop shop for everything sports, from the NFL to the NBA, National Hockey League, Major League Baseball, soccer, MMA, and lots more. Check out our live play-by-play action from high school and college sports and a little professional on the side. ArenaSportsNet.com, where every fan has a voice.